What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jacob, Pick Management, here with Betting Royalty, the Prince of Picks, Payam, on the Pick Management Podcast Network, the only place to find a totally free 7-day week NBA show on an unbelievable 56, 32, and 1 run just this last week alone. Payam, tell everybody how you're doing. How was your night? What'd you do Friday night? Big night? You have any hot dates or anything? What'd you do?
Man, hot day at home, man. Just just a nice
A little self
chill,
love,
a
yeah.
little self love. So everyone needs that every now and then. So yeah, chill night for me. But yeah, looking forward to getting to these games tonight, man. Like you said, we're the only 7 day a week show, so you're not gonna find anyone else covering these games today. So we're gonna hit you with our best bets. I got a few here that I'm really excited to get into. And there's some intriguing games tonight, so I'm looking to get forward to this slate.
Yeah, for sure. All these other NBA podcasts, they all want to take the weekend off. There's weekend basketball. What do you
Right,
do?
right.
You let your subs bail. Listen, I do want to say for all the people who are following us now, we have really seen the views take off this past week. We really appreciate it. All the guys from Drive the Line really love it. You can find me there a few times a week now covering soccer. We also do soccer right here on Betting the Pitch with Soccer Q Ash VIP. She will be back shortly. And Payam and I are covering the AFCON and Asia Cup specials. Payam has been freaking killing it when it comes to AFCON and Asia Cups. Predicted the upset of the tournament, been nailing his best bets. It's unbelievable. Make sure you tune in later for tomorrow's episode. We'll be recording that right after this. But for today, we are here for NBA best bets. Payam's going to give you his. I'm going to give you mine, and we're going to get you guys out of here. So, Payam, tell everybody what you have for this Saturday slate.
Yes, sir. Let's get into it. So, first up, we're going to head over to Detroit, where the Detroit Pistons will be hosting the Milwaukee Bucks. For this one, I am on Milwaukee. Team total over 123.5. That was currently at minus 160. The Milwaukee Bucks have scored 126 plus in 3 of their last 4 games. They put up 146 versus Detroit in their last matchup. Meanwhile, Detroit, the 28th worst defense in the league, allowing just 123 points per game. And they have allowed 126 plus points in 7 of their last 11 games. So Detroit has been really struggling defensively as of late. They're one of the bottom 3 teams defensively in the league overall. And I love Milwaukee's opportunities here to get over 125.5. I am also going to be taking Brook Lopez first quarter over 2.5 points and over 1.5 rebounds. Both of those in the first quarter. Lopez has scored 3+ points in 4 of his last 7 first quarters. Also, both teams are top 10 in pace of play. So I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities here for Lopez to get rebounds based on the volume of shots. So again, Lopez over 2.5 points, 1.5 rebounds, first quarter. We're going to lock those up. Jacob, do you have anything for this one?
I do. I'm going to be riding that Milwaukee team total over 123.5 with you for all the reasons you said. Milwaukee's been stepping it up offensively. Pistons suck. And it's pretty simple. A couple little facts for you, though. We've seen the over hit in 9 out of the last 13 games for Detroit. We've also seen 6 out of the last games hit against a Central Division opponent. And we've seen 7 out of the last 7 games against an Eastern Conference opponent also go over. So for that reason, I'm also going to be on the over 244 in this game. I think Milwaukee could easily get to 130, and Detroit, maybe have a backdoor cover to help us out, push us over. Maybe see like a 135, 114 kind of finish here. So that's what I'm going to be on for this matchup.
Yep, sure. Love it. Right there with you. All right. Next up, we're going to head over to Charlotte, where the Charlotte Hornets, the lowly Hornets, are taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. For this one, I am going to be on Philadelphia minus 9.5. That's at minus 120. This is going to be my lock of the night. The Sixers have won 4 straight games. 3 of those 4 have been decided by 9+ points. Their last matchup with the Hornets in December ended with a 53-point victory for the Philadelphia 76ers. The final score was 135-82. So these are teams that are completely different from each other. This is a really bad matchup for the Hornets. Everything they struggle with, the Sixers excel at. Interior defense, rebounding, perimeter offense. Those are all things that they just counteract each other in the worst ways for Charlotte. So I really like the 76ers to put it on them again here. It's not going to be close. This is blowout city written all over it. So I love Philadelphia minus 9.5. And I'm also going to be taking another first quarter prop here. Embiid over 10.5 points in the first quarter of this game. I got that at minus 130. Embiid has scored 10 plus points in his last 3 first quarters overall. That's since coming back from his injury. And he had 18 points in his first quarter against the Hornets back in December. So again, with the Hornets, with the amount of injuries they have on their front line with their bigs, just not being a very good team in general, Embiid's going to crush them. I don't like his full game total just because of the blowout potential here. He did sit in the fourth quarter of the last game, but in 3 quarters, he had 42 points and 15 rebounds in 3 quarters. So that goes to show you he dominates this team, and he's going to do it again. So love his first quarter props over 10.5 points. Again, that's at minus 130. What did you have for this one?
I am going to be on Philly minus 10 here, and I'm also going to be on the Philly team total over 120.5. For most of the reasons you just said. A couple trends in our favor, though. I would say Philly has seen the over hit in 9 of the last 12 games on the road. They're 18-2 straight up versus Charlotte, 4-1 against the spread against Charlotte in their last 5. Overall, 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. In general, we've also seen 4 of the last 5 hit the over. They're 9-2 straight up against the Southeast Division opponent, and they're 4-2 in the last games played in January. And we've also seen them go 10-1 straight up their last 11 on the road versus Charlotte. So Philly playing like a juggernaut against quite possibly the worst team in the last 5 years in the NBA and the Charlotte Hornets. So I think we see Philly easily hit this 120 or 121 and cover a double-digit spread.
Yep, love it. Yep, and I also got to lean towards Hornets team total under. So stay tuned to the socials. Also, I got some. This is gonna do it for me for tonight for the YouTube for our show here. But I do got some leans on some other plays tonight. So make sure you guys follow me on TikTok and on X at Principix10. I'll be coming up with some more plays for you guys on those socials. So you guys are gonna want to stay tuned to that. But to recap, my picks for the show right now. We're going to go Milwaukee team total over 125.5. Brook Lopez first quarter over 2.5 points, over 1.5 rebounds. We're also going to take the Philadelphia 76ers minus 9.5. And we are going to go Joel Embiid over 10.5 points in the first quarter. Jacob, what else did you have for everyone?
I have a couple more picks. I'm going to the Wizards versus Spurs game. I'm going to be taking the over 240 here. A couple things in our favor. I'm just going to pull them up. I have this game projected as a 124-120 finish. We all know the Wizards play no defense and run fast. We've also seen San Antonio, not the greatest defensive team, but we have seen the last 7 games between these two teams go over. We've also seen Washington at home average 116.5 points per game. So at home they are better offensively, and I just think that these teams don't play real defense, and we're going to see a battle here. These two teams do battle it out between each other. We just saw San Antonio lose in Charlotte 124-120, which is actually what I have for this game projected at, which is kind of crazy. And we've seen Washington lose 4 out of their last 5, giving up lots of points, give up 129 to Detroit, 136 to OKC. So we've seen them give up some points. And because of that, I really like the fact that this game I really think is going to go over. And then San Antonio 4-1 to the over on the second game of a back-to-back. So over 240 here for this one. I did buy it down 1.5. It's about 140 for that line, just because I'm going with my projections here. And then I have a couple more plays. I am going to the Cleveland Cavaliers versus Hawks. Tip off at 7:30. The Cavs are minus 145 favorites, and I'm going to be on the Cavs money line here. The Hawks are just so wishy-washy. Even at home, I can't really count on them to beat a Cavs team that has been playing better as of late. Let me pull this up. Even though we've seen a little surge by the Hawks, they did win 3 straight. DeJounte Murray really came through for them in a couple of those games, and because of that, that's why they won. Mitchell's getting hot again. He scored 31 points in each of the last 3 games for Cleveland, all wins. I just think that at home, the Hawks are 4-15 against the spread, while the Cavs are 10-7 on the road. And in the second game of a back-to-back, the Hawks are just 1-6 against the spread. So I think the Cavs get the outright win here, minus 145. And I'm also going to be on this game over 229. We've seen the Hawks total go over, hit the over in 12. In 12 out of the last 19 games, and they've also hit it in 5 out of the last 7 games on a back-to-back. We've seen the total go over. We've also seen the Cavs, kind of stepping up scoring-wise, while defensively they've been a little tighter, but the Hawks at home like to run, and I think we see this game hit 229. I mean, realistically, that's not the really high total. I could really see like a 120-110 finish here. You know what I mean? That's a really realistic score line. So I like that. And then lastly, I am going to the Knicks versus Memphis. Sorry, Knicks versus Toronto. It was just off the board for a second, and that bugged my eyes out. I was like, where'd the game go? So Knicks team total over 117.5. At home, the Knicks have just been kind of playing better as of late. Jeez. Sorry. So at home, we've seen the Knicks. On the road, we've seen Toronto hit the over in 14 out of 21 games. So I get that at home, the Knicks have just hit the over in 6 out of 18 games. But against this Toronto team, who's losers in 4 out of the last 5, they lost to Chicago, Boston, Utah, and Clippers. Really a gauntlet that they just went through. But it is their 4th game and 5th nights. In their 5th night. This is the 3rd game in 4 for New York. But New York has won 3 out of the last 4 games. Have been playing better. I get that they have not eclipsed this scoreline in the last 4 games. But against a Toronto team who's been playing a lot of games on the road against tough teams, I think we could see New York cover 117. I could see them getting to like 120 easily here. So that's going to do it for me. To review, I am on the Wizards San Antonio over 240. I'm on the Cavs money line. I'm on Cavs Hawks game over 229. I'm on the Knicks team total over 117.5. I'm on Milwaukee team total over 125.5 and their game over 244. I'm on the Sixers minus 10 and the Sixers team total over 120.5. Payam is on the Bucks team total over 120.5. Brook Lopez over 2.5 points in the first quarter, and Brook Lopez over 1.5 rebounds in the first quarter. He's also on Philly minus 9.5 and Embiid over 10.5 points in the first quarter. That's going to do it for us, the NBA Betting Insiders on the Pick Management Podcast Network. Payam, tell the people where they can find you on their socials.
Yep. Once again, you guys can follow me on TikTok and on X at Prince of Picks 10. Make sure you guys stay up to date with, again, I'm going to have some more leads for some more plays coming out later today. So you guys are going to want to stay tuned. Also follow us here on this YouTube channel. Like Jacob alluded to before, we got a lot of cool new videos coming out for soccer, basketball. We got the AFCON and Asian Cup videos coming out for tomorrow. That should be coming out shortly. So hit the notification bell so you guys can stay up to date as soon as those videos come out.
Yeah, and I am Jacob at Pick Management across all socials. Make sure to join the Pick Management Discord where you can find exclusive picks from me, Payam, Soccer QAsh, VIP, a number of other cappers. You also can find all of our videos right there. We got all sorts of cool stuff going on. It is free to join. You can actually find my entire soccer card for today there. And then check me out weekly on Driving the Line with Jonathan Coachman. That is really blowing up, and it has been a big help for this show. This has been the NBA Betting Insiders on the Pick Management Podcast Network, and we will see you later.
It's all mathematics. Might be most definitely. It's simple mathematics.